Well, we didn't leave with much from the casino other than just showing that the house doesn't always win.
I went to this lousy casino and all I got was this gun and a bunch of body parts.
I didn't lose, you just didn't win.
Good enough for me.
Yep. Works every time. Perfect coping mechanism. Just get all these fresh organs out of the way. As well as any extra... A symbol of good wealth. Not worth much, though. Yeah. Again, pretty fantastic descriptions for the fish when you're able to get a huge variety of them, and it's just a shame that I'm never going to be able to, like, catch every single one, because that is too big of a time sink.
Yeah, I need to ask, what kind of predators would it be hiding from in coins? Because that's just going to attract a different type of predator for it.
I mean, clearly fish that have, like, a copper or zinc allergy or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I stand corrected. Question withdrawn.
Yeah. Alright, let's see what Idiot Party is about.
Rothenburg. Wonder what that's a stand-in for.
Okay, just, put your dick away for a moment, please. Yes, I do feel like committing mass murder on the insufferably rich and anonymous in, like, some private party in the middle of nowhere.
Hey kids, have you heard of Bohemian Grove? You're about to.
You ever been to Lady Boyle's last party?
Yeah, it was a bit of a to-do, I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Shit got wacky.
Although that one time I did, like, list my name as being the same one as a convicted felon when I put my name on the guest list was pretty funny.
Oh, you too. I do that at every single party I go to. It's the best.
So yeah, this party's taking place in this fortress, which is essentially built into, like, this, like, octagonal tower just going deep into the ground.
Yeah,
There's this above ground.
It's almost set up like a panopticon.
A little bit. A little augment that we pick up, as well as a fishing pond, which we'll actually go back to that momentarily. But for now, we gotta work our way down this place floor by floor. And oh boy, if you think it had been a while since we've, like, spent a level talking to a lot of NPCs and just being, like, physically and emotionally upset at the things they have to say, have we got a treat for you?
Well, thank goodness my doctor just upped my antidepressants, because the timing could not be better.
Yep. Just carefully looking around to make sure that, like, all gunners and snipers are taken care of, because...
Nice.
Everyone, like, in here has, like, a certain colored uniform, and fortunately, it's easy to figure out once you, like, take a look. If they have guns, they're wearing blue. If they don't have guns, they're wearing red. And as we all know, the only human enemies that can hurt you are the ones that have guns. So, yeah, just clear out where we can, sniping from the roof before we go inside and talk with the guests.
Yeah, this one feels a lot like an actual proper mission from something like Hitman.
Yeah. I mean, for God's sake, the whole thing's called Idiot Party. Like, Hitman, especially even more so with modern Hitman, has kind of, like, established, like, what the appeal of it is for so many people, which is just that fantasy catharsis of, like, doing in, like, the seemingly untouchable rich.
Oh, yeah. So, who was it that brought up the Council on Foreign Relations again? Me? Okay.
Yeah. Now, I can't make a 100% guarantee that I do absolutely kill every single NPC in this. Like, there may be one or two that, like, miss my purview, but I make it a point to, like, get well over 90% of these fuckers.
Now, I feel that we should make a small statement here saying that this is only acceptable in the concept of games. Unless it's really funny. No, satire.
Doubly so if it's both.
With a mortar launcher.
Yep. The rifle that these gunmen carry is pretty good. It's not like it's kind of like a bit of a burst firing like the rifle that we have been using. It just kind of likes the usual like the scope. But yeah. It's good to have in this case because since everyone carries it, that means we get a lot of ammo to use with it.
It reminds me of some of the prototype World War II guns that never really made it into mass production.
Again, based on what I had described with like the Zippy 3000 last video, would not be surprised if that's also like a specific thing with this gun.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the only thing that like I can say that like I'm not as well prepared for, and at this point the ship has sailed, but like the fact that I don't know all the details of like the names and inspirations for these guns off the top of my head, it's like, yeah, that I can't say it verbatim, but like, hey, that's why I have the descriptions and the names written up in the thread. I mean, he did assume technically right because we do have a gun.
I mean,
but also fuck him for trying to order us around.
Who has time for witty rebuttals when you have a gun?
Yeah. Like, what is a gun, but, like, what is a bullet, but a really violent exclamation point? Or any punctuation mark.
What's that old line? They say everyone has a bullet with their name on it, but 10 pounds of C4 is more of a to whom it may concern.
Yeah, that checks. That checks out. Alas, the only thing that I find kind of disappointing that with all like these different NPCs that we are just kicking and or shooting in the face, not nearly enough. In fact, no, there's not really any like NPCs that are specifically designed with like unique dialogue in mind. Like it would have been nice if there was like at least like a third type, like maybe one per floor that was of a different color, and they'd be the sort of ones that actually give you like a few unique lines of dialogue to kind of explain more what is going on and give you even more reasons to hate them.
Yeah, like a few just like servants or something. Being like, it's always really weird coming here because they try and put me in this giant wicker man and set me on fire. I mean, I'm not into it, but, you know, they pay well, so...
Yeah. That or, like, it could even be just another one that's, like... that is, like, just, like, a higher tier of, like, importance than even the red-suited ones. and just, like 200% more narcissism on top of it.
Yeah, just ones that are like the giant head guys, but rather than having psychic powers, it's just like, no, my brain is gigantic because I got it augmented to show how important I am.
Yeah, there totally would be someone that just turns themselves into a psyker just to prove that point.
Yeah. My head is the biggest, therefore I am the most important.
My TV is a flesh tube.
Oh, yours too.
Yeah. God.
Going back to Videodrome.
No. It's just more that I was thinking again of like just incredibly like cursed tweets from like a mutual from a mutual streamer that like both that we both do VTubing, and obviously there's like weird bullshit names that like get come up with for describing like streamers that aren't VTubers that still follow the same naming scheme, like say flesh tubers. And I think the one that like she came up with was rather than calling them flesh tubers, I would like to elect instead calling them as skinfluencers. And my response to that was, skinfluencers sounds like the cursed name that David Cronenberg would come up with for an Existence-style film.
Well, I mean, he did just put out a movie called Crimes of the Future.
Oh god, that's right. He is still doing movies of like that particular type of like topical dangers of like culture and technology.
Yeah, that kind of shall we say visceral satire. Is that the term? But also potentially just being, you're being such an old man on the surface. I don't understand TikTok. I'm going to make it a version of TikTok that takes your skin.
You're just gonna make a version of TikTok, except it's those, like, fucking orb Wizard of Oz robot tin things. I don't know. I started seeing TikTok, that get shared around when people were like, TikTok, you mean this? Oh, God. We were talking about, like, cursed names for, like, video and stream content creators that we completely skipped over the other gun that we picked up.
Yes.
And we showed off once. Yeah, that's the Cerebral Bore. And before you start making your Turok jokes, no, this is Cruelty Squad. It's obviously polling from way, way earlier than that.
Thought never crossed
You know what
my
I'm talking about.
I'm guessing Phantasm.
Yeah.
The original Cerebral Bore.
Yes. The one that I'm pretty sure, like, even in noted bad sequel Blood 2 had, like, a weapon that was very, like, Phantasm Cerebral Bore-esque.
Oh, yeah, you could only use the second version with the guy that had maximum magic, though, because it took, like, 200 magic points to use.
Yeah, and even then, yeah, because it was... That one was explicitly just the original Cerebral Bore as is. It was just the metal bladed ball.
Yeah.
This one, meanwhile, is like... Well, I guess in a way, I forget, like, because I barely know shit about Turok. Was it Cerebral Bore? Like, did it launch it from a gun?
I don't remember. I have not played it in at least, like, 15 years.
Yeah, because I was like, if it does launch it from a gun, then the weapon, the version of it in this game is, I'll concede that it's an amalgamation of both.
Yeah,
it is, like, it could be, it's a firearm, but the projectile it fires is 100% Phantasm inspired. Yeah,
and funnily enough, seeing as how we were talking about me just having picked up Videodrome on Blu-ray, guess who just got the Phantasm box set a few days ago?
Oh, good for you.
You know what? My next big purchase is just going to be a complete box set of Leave It to Beaver. Let's see if that fucking shows up in this game.
I mean, we already did Paradise weeks ago.
True. Apparently the Cerebral Bore was launched from a kind of, not quite a gun, but like almost like a missile launcher type thing.
Okay. Alright, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would extra deserve to die, thinking he was so clever for quoting Dark Knight Rises, or whatever the hell.
I did not see my first patch of skin on the floor until I was already a man. Okay, that kind of went weird places, but as long as you're happy.
Yeah. I do feel good about, like, bringing the flower shoot for this level because of just how, like, slow and lackadaisically dreamlike the music is.
Kind of reminds me of the ribbon shoot from MDK, if anyone remembers that.
Yeah, a little bit. Obviously, we don't see, like, a visual effect for it that's the same way. But, I mean, functionally, I guess it would count the same. The flower shoot's interesting, actually, because that is, like, the only content of this game that you can consider post-release. It was actually an implant that was added to the game, like, a few months after it had left early access and was basically considered complete.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was the implant that we picked up when we were in Miner's Miracle.
Yeah.
We had to dive into like the pool of toxic water. And all it does is that it slows your descent, which also means that it prevents you from taking any fall damage. Which, that's nice. Assuming that you aren't so out in the open that people just snipe you out of the air.
Oh, look! A hovering target. Bang.
Yeah, which is why it's good to pair with the stealth suit. But to be fair, the stealth suit is good to pair with most everything.
Yeah. Does it kick in automatically, or...?
Yes. Like, it's basically just a hard toggle on, like, your fall speed and gravity.
Right.
There is another item that we can get that also negates fall damage, but in a different way, and is potentially more fun, actually. But here we are, bottom level. We can still see our target is well on the other side, but also, just to kind of show if you didn't want to go through all of those individual floors like I just did, there's this elevator that just connects to like a back entrance that we could have gone to from the top, from the surface. It's slow as hell, but it's something.
There's even a... Oh.
Yeah, there's even a door that you can only open with Divine Light, which makes this, I believe, the last secret of the game that you can only, like, access if you're on Divine Light.
Oh, God. Seriously?
Yeah, like so. I mean, again, I like it because it just adds even more to, like, what makes this level good because of, like, just the different options of, like, your approach. Which, that's certainly more than I could say for the casino. I'm still bitter about that invisible wall blocking you off from the rest of the roof.
So, what was that? Yeah, that thing.
Oh, yeah, that was,
Is that just the lift controls?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you basically press that if you want to bring the lift down or up to you wherever you are.
Right. It almost looked like a laser tripwire or something.
A little. It was kind of a bit low to the ground, I'll admit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just took some pot shots to clear out like the armed guards surrounding the high priest of this party.
just gonna put something out here, just see how it lands. Flechette grenade. No,
I got something better for that. Yeah, that dude just completely missed.
Hey, there we go.
Okay, he didn't jib, but that was still good. Again, because, that time he jibbed, but then again, I think he was already in motion, faster, actually running, so...
Yeah, I think
I'll take
also because you were moving as well, that probably added to the momentum.
Yeah, the extra G's from multiple factors. Anyway, here he is.
Whee! Oh shit.
Yeah. That skylight that we also saw from the surface, that's where that leads. Unfortunately, the glass at the very top that connects to the surface, it cannot be broken. But let's actually kill him the best way we know how.
Slowly, over a period of decades.
You all know.
Oh god, it's even got some of the very similar sounds to Phantasm.
Yeah, that's why I was saying that, it's called Cerebral Bore, but put your Turok expectations to the side.
Yeah, wow.
And again, because it's the only reason I wasn't using the weapon a bit more is because it does have one fatal downside to using it. It always takes 20 points of health from you to use.
Oh.
I feel like that might be a side effect of, how the weapon works, because the thing with that projectile is, if you were to fire it into a room where there was, no viable targets, it would just turn around and start tracking you. Because the object, the cerebral bore itself, is autonomous and will just seek out whatever it can find to just, bury itself into your skull and, piss out a stream of blood.
Yeah, it looked like it was a big glob of flesh that got fired, but then again, that's pretty much everything in this game.
Also, I discovered at this very moment that you can use the Gripendix to, like, attach to, like, movable objects, including NPC corpses. Not really a lot of, like, practical use that I could get out of it, but honestly, it's a fun thing to mess around with. But at the same time, I guess, like, if you were to, like, make the pull on it stronger, that you could, like, snatch objects to you, I think it would have an adverse effect on, like, how the other applications of the Gripendix would work. Because then it would make everything else way too fast and even more unmanageable.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's what I was talking about with the skylight. We can't break it no matter what, so no easy drop down to the target.
Yeah, plus you could also, with the Gripendix, if that was the case, you could basically do the whole scorpion thing. Just, get over here! And rip their heads off.
Yeah. So right now we're wearing the Tattered Rain Hat, which ties into a thing about this game where it has, like, random weather effects that it can, like, choose to spawn whenever you, like, go into a level. It's both weather and time of day, but the weather, really, all that changes is whether it's clear or whether it's stormy. The Tattered Rain Hat makes it so that the weather is always stormy, and that increases your chances of catching better fish in the different levels.
So when you say the weather effects are based on the time of day, is that based on the stage or, like, the actual system clock?
Oh, no, it's more... Like, I misspoke. It's not based on, like, time of day. It's basically, like, weather is independent of time of day, and both of those things are designed to, like, be decided at random. Like, you might go into a level like Paradise, which you associate as being, you know, bright skies and sunny. It might be bright, but also maybe, like, the skybox another time when you go to it might be tinted dark, that it looks like it's... Not like it's dusk, but like it's during an eclipse.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it's just random things that can happen to, like, change the aesthetic of the level slightly. The Tattered Hat just has the benefit of making it so that, like, it gives you the specific weather effect that you want, which the only reason you'd really want that... Well, two reasons. One is for fishing, as we're doing right now, and one is for another level later on where I think it is beneficial to use it if you are photosensitive. Because it cancels it out.
Well.
You'll see what I mean. It's actually, like, the next secret level that we're going to unlock.
Okay.
Which is also why we came back here.
Oh, yeah. I remember there's... Yeah, this stage has quite a lot of secrets, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So I screwed up, like, that first attempt, but what I was trying to show off is the other thing, like the other implant that I picked up from here, which was the bouncy suit. If you hold space as you hit the ground, you'll bounce back up. Like, basically, like, and, like, the height that you jump back up is based entirely, like, on your velocity as you were falling.
Downward momentum, yeah.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool. And the thing that's nice is that, like, I guess, like, the benefit it has compared to the flower shoot is that whereas the flower shoot's, like, slow fall rate is persistent, like, it never, like, it's not something you can turn on and off. The bouncy suit effectively is something you turn on and off. It's based on whether you're still holding the jump button once you land. But if you decide not to hold it, it's alright because you negate fall damage anyway because your entire body is elastic. But that's cool. It's a nice suit. It's not something I would normally use to, like, as, like, a suitable replacement for the stealth suit, mostly because with how often we've used the gunk boosters, like, activating that double jump when you're close to the ground already, like, cuts your momentum, and thus is, like, the absolute best way of saving you from fall damage.
Yeah.